Good morning. Good morning. And may I ask,
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain as you leave it.
Claim full 6 games.
Alright, hello, welcome. I've been waiting for you to jump on. Now, if you want to try something cool, type an exclamation point exclamation point dark as one word and put it in the chat right now. Try it out. But today is a good day. Today is a fun day. Last night was aggravating with the whole issue with OBS and whatnot, but I think we're managing. I think we're having fun. Yeah. Sip some delicious coffee. Twiddler! Hello! Good morning, my fellow friends. You guys are amazing. And so today's topic, I'm going to kind of ease into it. It's called Too Much Magic or Not Enough. And I want to kind of address the views and ideas that I think us as the player-based collectors are having a weird time right now. Weird time. Like, oh, did you see the link prop, Dark? Yeah. Pretty neat, isn't it? So, in general, we have this weirdness of there's so much product being pumped out, dumped out, going crazy, right? Going crazy. Like, spoiler season every month feels like never ending spoiler. Like, it's kind of weird to say you're awesome. It's kind of fair to say that there's product being spoiled all the time, so there's no real spoil season anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's constantly spoiled new stuff. Well, lately, the attitude's kind of shifted from people complaining about reprints to people are excited about these new cards and some of the sets coming up. Like the whole debacle, or not debacle, wrong word. The whole 3-year span of what Magic has planned has become a guiding post to how players are reacting. And so I think that's very interesting that people are actually being positive about this reaction. Now, I know some people are complaining about the reprint value in these sets and how many reprints are reprints and collectors are collectors, but I think what's being offered on the table, especially seeing spoilers of Eldraine, is the creative process for these formats, these sets that are coming out are really being taken seriously and having a head design point, which I find intriguing. Do you find it intriguing? I mean, Twiddler, you're in chat. Hugs for everyone. Yes. I mean, are you getting excited for Wilds of Eldraine to learn more about it? Have you been paying attention to spoilers? I know. Like, Wilds of Eldraine is looking like a saucy set. I just watched MTG Hillbilly spoil some cards, and the neat thing about it is it doesn't feel mundane. It doesn't feel boring. So it's kind of weird. It's shifted. And now, I know people have talked about how Wizards killed the set collecting aspect of Magic because it's too vast, too big, whatever. And I know people are talking about how prices are adjusting, going down, but we've seen videos of prices going up. Nice. I ordered a crap ton of Wilds of Eldraine. in my first pre-release set, so I got to open it early. Nice. That sounds awesome. Bum, bum. But on the nose. It looks fire. And that new Tortoise card, oh, looks saucy. Like, the Tortoise card's okay. You know, but the art on it's pretty good. Let me jump into Mythic Spoiler, because I think it feels good in this revitalization. All right, I think in this revitalization that we have, that there's still joy for Magic. And like, I have to get this Tortoise card right here. I have to get it just because it's a tortoise. Look at that. I know, just pretty. Look at that. There you go. 4 mana 3/3. Whenever Blossoming Tortoise enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards or return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Activate abilities of lands you control cost 1 less to activate. Lands you control get +1/+1. I am not hating this design at all. It's a unique design. I kind of wish it was legendary, so it could have been like a legendary land commander. But I like the fact that it looks pretty. It's a tortoise, and it cares about lands. You know, a unique feature. I know, awesome, and not tortoise. I know, like it's cheap. It's almost super fast. It's a tortoise, and it cares about lands. I know, but howdy, MTG Hillbilly. So it's looking very fun. Like, it seems like there's something for everyone in this set that people are liking, and people are not crapping down on the set. Like, if I go back here, you know, and it's not really a spoiler stream, but, you know, give me a second, and yeah, I'll have you join me. And, you know, there's a lot of power in this set, but it seems interesting. Like, one of my favorites this year thus far, that's not a reprint set, quote, is March of the Machines. My only debacle with that set is there's no red land cycle in it. But here, we got a red land cycle, and this set's looking pretty fun. Like, it's very thematic, things to follow, and we got this card right here, Virtue of Knowledge, which, if you read this beautiful card, it says Virtue of Knowledge costs 5 mana for an enchantment that says if a permanent enters the battlefield causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. In blue! I need this card in my life. I do. Vantress Visions is its adventure ability. It's instant. 2 mana, copy target enchanted, activated or triggered ability. Control, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Pretty solid. And we're going to welcome Hillbilly.
What's up?
What's up?
That card right there is so sweet.
Yeah. The card is nuts. Now, today's show is not about going over spoilers. I'm talking about some cards that piqued my interest and talking about, like, with all the spoilers, you know, and all the gripe that's been going around the community with all the it's losing value, doing all this jazz and whatnot. You know, it's like collectors are dying or something like that, and things are happening. But I'm like, this spoiler season, or if you really want to call it a season, because spoilers every week, it feels like, it's really got people going and getting hyped. Feels like like it's not like a revitalization, but it feels like a refreshment that people are enjoying the spoilers.
Yep. I know I'm
Uh,
enjoying them.
Yeah, right. And it's looking fun. And I was just pointing out some cards because, like the turtle, gotta have the tortoise. I need to get the tortoise so I can put it in my turtle collection because I'm
Yep.
turtly.
You're the first person I thought of when I first seen that card. I was thinking, dang, bang it. Super fast tortoise gonna want this card.
That's right. But but playability, I want this card more for playability because I got decks just working. All right, so they're going for lunch. Have fun.
See you, Twiddler.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna look.
this card right here is going to be very playable. I mean, not so much for the adventure side, but for
Right.
the enchantment side.
Oh yeah, and I love the fact that it's enchantment. Ooh, like, see, like think of like I believe Oblivion Ring will work with this because the ETBs exiles a creature. That's a triggered. I think that's triggered. Yeah, triggered ability.
Mm-hmm.
So it can target 2 creatures.
Yep. Now, if you're playing blue and black, you got that new shoulder.
Right.
Last set. You'll be able to kill 2 creatures.
Yeah, the Shieldred just named Shieldred that each opponent sacrifices a creature.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I can't wait to brew on these cards for the 31st for early access.
Yep.
It's going to be a 15+ hour stream. I'm going to stream for 15 hours, if not longer. Because I do standard mostly, and being a standard set, I will be streaming quite a bit.
Oh, nice. The one bag I forgot to take down is the one that gets ordered. Nice. That's funny. That's sounds like a good problem, Dark. So it seems like we're inspired, and I'm surprised I don't see someone here. So give me a second, but the excitement here is that people are looking excited for Magic, and like there could be reprints in this set, and I don't think anybody's gonna really bat an eye.
Well, you got the Glass Casket that's coming back out. Hey, DJ, you got the Glass Casket that's coming back out as a reprint. I mean, I didn't even go. I didn't even. Yeah, I went over the spoilers, but I didn't even go over that card because it's a reprint.
Yep.
Everybody knows what it does.
That's good, Dark. DJ, hello. I'm surprised you're still awake. But hey, thank you for watching.
Well, I'm excited for the cards.
Oh yeah, the cards are pretty good.
Yeah. So right now in the arena, I'm like, another day, can't make no decks. Whatever decks out there has been done. What kind of content can I create?
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, like the fact that you have like a little oomph in your step now for the set, the more energy you'll bring to your content,
Mm-hmm.
You know how when standard kind of gets droll, and you just feel like building a deck ain't really fixing anything, so you just kind of just doing it for content.
Right.
Here, you're gonna have that oomph. You're like, oh, I want to show you this idea that I got. I want to see how this works. Like this card right here, Virtue of Knowledge, DJ's favorite color, is going to explode like in value. Like it has 2 good abilities. Like in Commander, it's only going to be used for the enchantment part for the most time, and the other ability will be good, but the ability is good in Standard because you don't always need more than 1 copy of Virtue of Knowledge on the battlefield, so you can cycle under your hand, which in a weird way it's kind of like Grandeur from Future Sight, where if you had if Corlash shared the Black Blade with a zombie, legendary zombie, and if he was in play, a copy in your hand had Grandeur, where you can use an ability to get rid of him and search your library for 2 lands instead, since you're not allowed more than 1 copy on the battlefield. I think that's how this is going to be like with Virtue of Knowledge, because you don't need those multiple triggers all the time, especially if you cast Virtue of Knowledge as an enchantment. Then you cast like Mirror Maid or Copy Enchantment, making duplicates of it for cheaper. I think you're going to have a really fun time. Like if Mirror Maid gets a reprint, that'd be neat. Doesn't need it, but like in Commander, I could see this working out. I could definitely use this card. Whew, it's gonna be fun, and that's what's exciting about the set. Now,
I gotta do more spoiler talk this afternoon.
Well, yeah, you were saying that.
Because, they only dropped like 4 cards today. I think 3 or 4 cards today so far.
Right.
They take their time about dropping cards on Mythic Spoiler.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Monstrous Rage. Target creature gets +2/+0 until turn. Create a monster rule attached to it. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a certain card. That one just caught my eye.
And I kind of like the new mechanics too. This set.
Yeah.
Now that card there, I got plans for that one.
Yeah, this card right here. I think it's gonna be loved by all.
Now, there's a white card, Haida Crown, that goes good with this because it taps your opponent's creatures.
Right. Icy Manipulator will work with this too. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you may pay 1 when you do. Choose 1. Create a 4/4 white blue elemental creature token. Put a +1 counter on each creature you control. Or scry 2 and draw a card, which are all good abilities.
Yeah.
I know it won't be standard unless we get lucky they reprint it. Is Sleep. It would be a good card with this.
Yes. But you got your stone counters too that taps creatures.
Right.
That's the spells that do the stone counters are going to be good with this card.
Right. She's pretty big. Like, she's a control build kind of creature,
Yep.
Control.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Sleep.
Yep. And you also got Teferi.
Mm-hmm.
It taps creatures. So yeah,
right.
So there's lots of synergy with this card already in standard.
Right, yeah. In standard, that's pretty good. Like in a banned commander deck, you have Glare Subdual, which I think that card will probably spike up in price, probably like about 50 cents. Who knows? It's an enchantment that costs 2 generic, a green and white, and it says tap a creature you control, tap target creature an opponent controls. Right here.
Yep.
Infinite combo to lock down your opponent's board.
But, bring up that rat card they spoiled today.
Which one was it?
I don't know the name of it, but I know it's black and it makes rats.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, you're on go to the back arrow once.
Go to the what?
The back arrow on your computer once. And it should pop up. Whoop. You figure it out. I can't think of the name of it.
That's First Skitter Sewer King.
Wasn't that one. Anyway, they made another rat card today. I know DJ be interested in that.
I don't see it on this list.
It's on the main list, which has the days that they released, that they spoiled.
What website was it?
It's on this one. But when you first log into this site, it gives you the days. Like today is what the 16th. It'll say
Yeah.
it'll have today's date on there. Then it shows what cards are released that day.
Yeah. I don't know where that's showing. Like, you think it'd show up here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me
There's
scroll down here.
There's a way to go back to see that.
Here we go. Okay. Share the screen set. This card.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Ratatouille.
There you go, DJ.
Lord Skitter's Butcher. 2 generic black 2/3 creature rat peasant. When Lord Skitter's Butcher enters the battlefield, choose one. Create a 1/1 black creature rat creature token with this. This creature can't block. You may sacrifice another creature. If you do, scry 2, then draw a card. Nice. When creatures in control have a menace until turn. Yeah, neat.
That's great. That's great for rats.
Robert, good morning.
Because your rat tokens cannot block. This card will give them menace. You got a card in the standard right now that gives them toxic. You got another card, red card in here that gives them haste.
Right.
That's strong.
And it's going to be an interesting blink target for like the Asper blink decks.
Mm-hmm.
Like Amanatu. Ooh, like for like kind of a noob build kind of card, but the options it's giving you are not fells. Like each option has its good ability, and it's very versatile. So like if you blink them to give your creatures menace until on turn, that could be tactile. If you're trying to build up and you're blinking them to make those little 1/1 rat tokens, that's pretty good, especially when you have like Relentless Rats. It gets +1/+1 for each card named Relentless Rats, or there's another rat that gets +1/+1 for each rat you control.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits in the rat theme, and having the ability to sacrifice another creature, you scry 2 and draw cards, pretty good for the rat token ability. Like it, I like it. It's pretty saucy. So it's not feeling like it doesn't feel rehashed, and I think everybody loves multiple cards where they have multiple abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's pretty sweet.
No telling when they'll probably release some more today.
All right.
But yeah, that's a pretty good rat card, I believe.
Oh, this is a good card.
Yeah, that's excellent. For 5, you can, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 count on each creature you control. And then you get to untap the creature.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's an Atraxa kind of card.
Yeah.
Like, I like.
Well, I'm not too fond about the 2/2, but it has vigilance, so that's plus on that.
Right. It's a 2/2 creature with vigilance. So early game, you can just cycle it from your hand to create a 2/2. Then you can cast it later from exile to cast as an enchantment. You know, the benefit to shit like that is that the adventure ability is once it's in an adventure mode where it's in the adventure side, it can't be discarded or exiled from your hand.
Right.
I think that's probably an overlooked aspect about an adventure is it kind of protects the card when it's out on an adventure from being taken care of from your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know there's graveyard strategies, but not all decks run graveyard strategies. But the fact that you pay 2, you put an adventure ability, it's protected, it's out on an adventure, which is weird that enchantment's on an adventure, but still, it comes into play at the beginning of your end step. At the end step, you put a +1 counter. Atraxa will love this card. My Atraxa deck will love this card.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll see this card right here seeing a lot of play.
And it's very clonable.
Yep. So there's cards in the set that will let you clone the enchantments.
Right.
I think it's red and blue though. But still, if you're playing a track, so you're going to have, all them colors in your deck.
Right. It's looking pretty good. Let's see. Here's a card I'm liking. Charming Scoundrel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 mana, 1/1, which with haste. Not super amazing. But when it enters the battlefield, you can loot or not loot, rummage. So discard a card and draw a card, or you can create a treasure token, so it's extra mana. And you create a Wicked Roll token and attach it to target creature control, which drops it down to a 1/1. So it kind of fixes the board, helps you speed up, or lets you fix your hand a little.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Superbacker. Hello.
What's up, Michael?
Boo.
But then there's a 4 cost red. I can't think the name of it. It's hard to remember these names because they're so new. And then there's a white adventure that will go good with it. Every time you cast a instant or sorcery, target the creature, your opponent takes damage from the red creature. Well, with the white creature out, you cast the instant or sorcery, you gain life. Good synergy right there. I know the red one costs 4, and I can't remember how much the adventure card costs. It's white. I think it's white, and the adventure part of it is red.
Oh, the white-red one?
Yeah. It's going to be that. Yeah, that one. That one there with the 4 cost red creature that does damage to your opponent and your opponent's creature when you cast the instant or sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're going to go good together. Because you do damage to a creature, you do damage to their opponent, then you gain life for doing that damage.
Which is, well, I don't know if you gain life off the red side.
No, the white side.
Right, the white side is pretty neat. Yeah, the right side is pretty good. For 2 mana, 3/1, that gives your instants and sorcery spells lifelink. It's pretty solid.
Yep.
You're right, because lightning, this might affect modern with lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know modern that well, but for being a 2 mana, 3/1, that's a pretty decent body to attack with. But then you lightning bolt, then gain 3 life. That's a 6 life total swing.
Right.
And Michael Superbacker, we are looking at some new cards, but we're actually talking about how excited and how different Magic at the moment, because we're feeling positive about Magic lately, not negative, but feeling the good vibes of the spoiler season.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Wizards did a good job this time around with the cards.
Right. And it's pretty decent because there's so many things that could have gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's such a focus on design here that people are loving it.
Yep. And this is Wild of Eldraine. Throne of Eldraine was real strong.
Right.
But this one is not. It's strong, but not overpowering strong.
This guy is gonna be nuts. To be honest, This guy's gonna be nuts.
All your rogue tokens are auras.
Whereas, no. So in maybe not in standard, he's not gonna be amazing, but in commander, every time you cast a aura on him, you draw a card and you target him for the aura, then you get stronger. He's not super busted by any means. He's no
I
Can't think
believe
of
he's
the lady.
yeah,
I can't think.
I believe he's going to be good at standard too.
Yeah,
Get
but
up.
like him in a Rancor deck, he's gonna be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Then enchantments matters themes outside. Like he's 3-costed. Like I don't really see him seeing play outside of commander, maybe standard. 3-costed's too much for this ability because you're relying on auras.
Yep.
But like in commander, like in my Rafik deck, or any Voltron style deck like that, where you're just throwing on auras on everything to make them bigger, or shine. Especially when you already have, can't remember the card's name, but costs 2 mana. It's a 0/2 creature who gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, you draw a card, or whenever you cast an aura spell, you draw a card. So there's already synergies to go with it. In the green-white deck, Sis's Harvest Hand will definitely love to play this kind of deck if it's the Voltron build.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a unique enchantress effect on a satyr.
Yep. But your green-white enchantment deck, they're meta right now in Arena.
Well, that's pretty good.
They're going to see. They got a big boost, I think, also. Semi boost, but they're giving other types of decks a little bit of boost also. I do believe.
That could be good. Interesting.
Because this is an enchantment themed set.
Yeah, let's look at some fun. Let's see if they have that card here. Hold on. Here's a card DJ needs to grab.
That's okay.
So in Commander, this is a neat mana rock. When during tracking into the attacks, while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +2/+2 until in turn. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be. I got a feeling that since this buffs up when it attacks, if you have a creature 4 or greater, it's going to be a decent 2-drop. Since you can put a 3-drop that has power 4 and mono green. But the fact that it ramps you for 2 mana is pretty good. Now,
well, you only get one ramp, 1 mana. A
yeah,
green or a red.
Right. But that's like in Ravnica, you have a dude that costs the same amount and he does the same mana ability, but he pings your opponent's life when you use him. This is going to be an extra birds or bop or whatever you want it to be. It's not really 1 mana, so it ain't really a Birds of Paradise. But it's going to be another 2 mana dork that's going to fit well in the rule deck. It's not going to be an uber competitive card, but for the fact that this beefs up for in the later game, it's going to make it a little more aggressive. So it ain't just a 2 wasted mana dork that's a 1/2 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now the downside to it is that it's only until a turn it gets +2/+2. Like I think it should have been triggered that if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets that buff permanently. But it's an aggressive attacker, and that's what they want you to do after you're done using it to pump up your board.
Yeah, but you're right. It would be better if it was +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Every time you attack with it, you get a +1/+1 counter. If you have a creature with power 4 or greater.
Yeah. The last set I bought boxes for were Dominator United and Infinity. I want to save up some money to get 1 box of all the rest. Brothers, War of Phyrexia, Dominator, Remastered, March of the Machines, Lord of the Rings, Commander Masters. Woo! Woo! Look at you. Well,
That's a lot of money there.
I'm saving up the money I got. I can just so I can afford some of Ixalan when it comes out. because I want to get some Jurassic Park dinos. Dinos! Because dinosaurs are dynamite. You know, so it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the 31st so I can do my early access and play these cards.
Right.
I'm letting my viewers theorycraft decks, and then I'll take their decks that they theorycrafted and run them on early access. That way it gives them a chance to see, you know, all right, if I built this deck, this is might be how it runs.
Now here's an interesting card. I was looking through.
Now that's nice. It gives you both mana.
Well, it costs 3 mana, and it does tap to add two mana, but only to cast a 5 or greater spell. But in the deck that will fit in like a commander, there's Simic cards that care about 5 or 6 mana costs. Like there's a spell that if you cast a spell that's converted and it costs 6 or more, it gains Cascade. Mm-hmm. This will help ramp into that strategy. But even though you have to pay a blue for it, but it has a looting ability on it, so you don't have to attack with it, and you can save your creature from having to attack if your opponent goads it. That's interesting.
Yep. And it's legendary. So we got a way to blink it and take the gold off.
Right. Legendary.
But blinking that's white ability though.
I could be a commander. That could be busted. That's weird. I think it could be busted. I don't know. I don't know. So much fun in this set, but the crazy part is it's getting people rejuvenated and revitalized and going crazy. People are robbing stores, robbing banks. Cats and dogs are getting along together. It's insane.
Yep.
But it's looking fun. It's looking so like I was talking about earlier, you know, with Wizards spoiling the next few years of content that you'll be able to plan around. Mass hysteria, that's right, Robert Stable. He got the reference.
Yep.
You know, with the entire roster spoiled, it gives us like once a week.
I can't wait till they can reveal all the cards.
Right? Like, so one thing I want to touch on, because like if you were reading the descriptions, like who won, the player, the collector, or whatnot, like the secondary market, like kind of going through its own change because it's trying to keep up with the changes Wizards is doing with all the reprints and stuff. Like cards are dropping down in value, some cards are going back up. It's fluctuating a lot. The secondary market, it's very unstable to the eyes. Like you watch cards go up and down, and you know people are talking about the cards collapsing. That's one of the things that people are driving fears into. I realize, but like cards are cheaper on the secondary market. That means you can buy more cards for the same amount of money you would have paid for one card. You know, like a $20 card will get you more cards now. Like $20 for a card will get you more cards now, which is what I think we want, and that's good for the player. And I think that's what Wizards might be going for, is for the player more than the collector's market. But you know, I've heard a lot of things. I've seen a few videos where people are saying set collecting is like destroyed. Like collecting an entire set is just like nearly impossible now. but there's things for people to collect. Like people can collect the alternate cards, like the alternate variants as a thing. Like go for the variants. That's easier to do. Then if you want to collect the set, you can do that afterwards. Boom. Thank you. You know, so like there's a lot of the biggest issue with the world of people is a lot of us people do not like change.
Right.
And coaches, what's up?
What's up, coaches? I gotta turn my fan on.
All right. Well, so there's there's a lot of change in the market, and change brings up feelings of instability. Like we don't like the idea of instability, and that's what change brings to us, because we never know where we're gonna land on when it comes to landing on our feet. And I think that's what's happening, is we're feeling unstable, but we don't see the great picture here. Yes, people say if you want to collect older reserve list kind of style cards, are guaranteed not to get reprinted. Whatever that is. I can't really hone in on that topic because I'm not very well rehearsed in that topic either. But what I'm getting at is the hype that we're feeling, the excitement that we're feeling, that revitalization, that there's a fun game underneath to enjoy. That's what's going to bring us to where we want. Because the stability we're looking for is that constant feel of loving the game.
Sorry, out here. My neighbor's mowing the yard.
You're good. One thing worse than loving a game. The one thing worse than not loving a game is feeling like you're stuck in a game. Some of us players, like me, and probably you, and I know a handful of people who played the game for so long, they don't want to let go of the game, but they don't want to be in a spot where they hate the game that they love and have split feelings on the game. So one of the biggest changes that we've been struggling with for a while now is the constant changing of the spoiler season. And now as Commander players, not Standard players, but as Commander players, man, we just feel exhausted from watching set drop after set because every set matters, every new card matters, every new thing matters in Commander. Now, Standard player, you just kind of look for the standard sets to put in your deck, for the cards you want to put in your deck and go around with. And I think Wizards is trying to revitalize the standard market just for that, because that's what Eldraine feels like to me. It feels like it's targeting the standard market more than the Commander market, which still has some Commander goodies in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Commander used to not be the front focus of Magic until C19, C20, and then damn, I mean, we got hit hard. Commander product here, Commander product there. This is for Commander. Reprint this, reprint that. Here's more Commander product. And I think other than just making money, and I'm using quotes because a lot of people say Wizards just doing it for the money. So other than just making money, I think Wizards is trying to make the market more fair for people to get into. Not only to sell new product or newer product to players, to be able to have the cards to play with, to kind of even out the meta, because some cards are just harder to get overall. I think they're forcing the secondary market to be easier for people to acquire these cards, and then that's where I think Wizards is seeing the secondary market. They're looking at prices, and hence why the lady said in the first fireside chat that if a card's over $20, we're not doing our job right. It's probably because they don't want to gatekeep people from getting into the game, but I don't know their whole methodology behind that. I don't know what the process is behind that. I could be spitting out bullshit for all I know, like I have my thoughts and my stance, but that's only based on what my brain can put together as making sense. They're trying to make it where Magic's accessible, because the more people they can bring into the game, because its pricing is fine and fair in the secondary market, the more people will buy newer product when something cool comes out.
Yep. One thing that Wizard and WOTC does do I don't understand is they print cards and then they ban them before they even get out. I mean, what the heck? Why make a card if you're gonna ban it before it even gets a chance to be played?
Well, so
Jeez.
in the design process, when they design a card and they realize it affect the market, but it gets to a point where they can't just replace the card because say it's already in print, and that's when they. So this is my thought process. You design a set, Hillbilly, right? And you send it to the printers. Now the card is being printed, but the set's still being play tested in the format, like in the store or in the office, and people are still play testing it, and they find like some broken shenanigans right as it's being printed, because they're working sets at a time, right? So when they find an interaction that's just too broken for standard, but it's already in the printer, they can't just go to the printer and say, stop printing, we got to reprint this, because there's millions and billions of cards that they have to ban the card to be cost saving on the printing press and send it out everybody else. So now, that's my view of it. Now, how honest it is, I don't know how soon they catch these cards. I mean, they printed off that merfolk dude who stopped your opponent's drawings from drawing cards, remember?
Yep.
And so, how far that was, how fast that was.
Well, I can understand that now.
Yeah. You know, so like.
They should went through the thought. Yeah, but they should went through the thought process before they even made the card.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think.
Right. No. There's some things that seem like it'd be common sense. You know what I'm saying? If this looks busted, it must be busted. It's like if it smells like shit, don't step in it. If it looks like shit, don't step in it. If it tastes like shit, I don't know why you went down there and tasted it. You know. So, but imagine being in the shoes where you're trying to create something new, something spectacular, right? So you're designing a game and you're trying to Coach, don't defend their negligence of playtesting. Yeah, that's right. Don't eat shit. So trying to design a card, you're trying to push boundaries, but you're not over busted. Trying to create a new archetype or trying to enhance an archetype. Sometimes you just go over the limit, and with the thousands of cards that are in Magic and the cards that are in that one color or color pairing, sometimes you just don't get into the cards that will break the card. Excuse me. But it's like one thing I didn't realize. I didn't realize Wizards didn't realize is how broken Oblivion Ring is with itself. Because of, if you remember, or if you don't know, Oblivion Ring, the enchantment that exiles an non-permanent until it leaves the battlefield. Well, the way it's worded, if you have 3 of them out and they're all targeting Oblivion Ring, they go through an infinite cycle of ETB enchantments. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the point I'm making is some people ignore the common sense. If it looks like shit and smells like shit, you should probably not taste it. It means, if they get too curious and lose common sense, they might taste it. Realize they made a boo-boo after they tasted it, even though they should have known beforehand. I'm glad he really enjoyed that comment though. So I defend wizards on everything they do. So, and I'm not trying to defend wizards at all, but I'm trying to get in the thought process of why they would do something anyways. You know what I'm saying? Well, like what makes it exciting is they have a plan. Now, so the biggest thing for me that comes out of that 3-year plan of all these sets are coming out that they showed us, like we're going to Jurassic Park, we're Ravnica, we're here. It shows me that they actually honed in on a goal, that they've reached out for definite ideas to stay definitive on a track that we know that they're working on a thing. It doesn't feel like Wizards is scattered, like scatterbrained. It doesn't feel like they're scatterbrained, but they have a goal to reach. Like, here's point A, we want to get to point C, and we need to go through A, B, and C to get there. And so our plan is to go to A, B, C, and stay on track. Now, who knows the honest truth when it comes to it? Because as exciting as knowing there's a goal, doesn't mean there won't be hiccups. Doesn't mean we don't know what's going to happen. Oh, that's funny. Now look, Hillbilly's in chat. Hey, hello. Hillbilly. Not kidding. But still. Yeah. Well, to be honest, we don't want the game to be suffocated in very limited runs where not everybody can get the set.
All right.
MTG Arena is too open source because they can just keep giving digital cards out like candy.
Yep.
But no, I think he'd make good decisions though. Bob would make good decisions in the long run of things. I do. But I'm not gonna butt heads with that, man. No. And look at the time. It is time to say goodbye. Even though I just said hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye. Well, it's time to end the show, everybody. Thank you for chilling along. You've been amazing. And before you go, I want you to...
My fellow Decepticons, hit that like button for my sake.
Yeah! All right, everybody. Bye-bye!
Ta-da!